You getting the most out of your management dollar? Now, as much as this sounds like a cheesy opening line for a management commercial, I'm really meaning it for your manager. Are you getting the most out of your management payroll? And are you allowing them to give you their best? See how you do on this quiz. Your best salesperson shows up late often, and the rules that you've set in place at your store don't really apply to this person because they're your best salesperson. Do you allow your manager to take corrective action, even up to dismissing this person? Or how about this one? You want more sales and better closing ratios out of your people, but you're unwilling to let your manager implement programs of accountability because it might disrupt your store future or your store culture. Okay? And finally, how about this one? You've given your manager the title of manager, but they're really a salesperson, but yet with all the responsibilities of a manager, but not the authority of a manager. And still, when the alarm goes off at 2 a.m., they're the ones to respond. Okay, so how did you do? I'll tell you this. I was exactly in your shoes if you did poorly. Okay? We built a pretty profitable store doing a healthy volume, and we were so worried about disrupting our store culture, right? We were so just worried about disrupting what we had and what we'd built that we didn't allow for me, our manager, to integrate best and proven practices. I'm just as guilty, especially those practices that would increase our scalability and increase our volume and increase our profitability. But I'll tell you this, we caught on very quickly because every store we visited that was at least twice our volume allowed their manager to manage. We learned that it takes guts and foresight to allow the manager to make tough decisions and, more importantly, to implement them. And then we learned that if we wanted our business to grow beyond our current abilities, right, or our future abilities, we needed to let go and allow our manager to do what he did best. In my case, as the manager, we had regular communication with our owners so that they could help me with decision making and steer me in my plans. Because in a lot of ways, I was doing this all for the first time anyway. Okay, so we developed it together. But through that, I enjoyed really good communication and their input. And it gave me the confidence that I needed to go out and implement accordingly. Okay, they had my back. And they knew I did the research and learned from our other more successful jeweler friends. So we made decisions together, okay? It made me a better manager and it allowed our store to grow exponentially. And this was the beautiful thing, not to be held hostage by that one employee because they just happened to be the best salesperson. In fact, what it did is it raised the level of everyone. And isn't that the dream? Really? So, if your store is stuck and you're the one holding it back, how about this? Have a good sit-down meeting with your manager and find out what they think. Chances are he or she has some pretty good ideas on how to get you unstuck.